circle, but Kamal Singh Airi has overstepped. Akbar Ali has signalled as a no ball, and Kaur Ali will be given the chance to get off the mark with a free hit.
What will matter even more for Oman here is that the ball has been turning quite a lot. With Sandeep Lamishane coming in to consideration after the power play, things will get tougher. And Oman would love to have capitalized on the net run rate, or on the run rate in the power play. Surely this is one of these opportunities. Oman would be looking for a boundary of this ball. It's a free hit.
Can at least change the field with a new batter being on strike. So long on and deep mid-wicket will go out. Everyone is up on the offside. Kaur Ali can target that offside. That's what he tried to do. Just comes off the under edge, gets through for the single. Not too much damage done off that no ball.
Kaur Ali trying to take a charge, just not able to connect it. There has been a little bit of movement for the Pacers, good amount of shape. Probably the wicket has been gripping. Surely it has to be seam, then swing.
Worked into the offside. Singh immediately calls for the quick single, and I think a direct hit might have been reasonably close. Dipender Singh Airi is excellent in the field. He stays very low to the ground, and he picked up the ball cleanly. Didn't affect the direct hit. That would have been close.
Probably, but Jatinder Singh is very quick between the wickets. He'll have a very, very important role to play if Oman have to chase this down. What a game are we witnessing here?
Runs into the leg side. Going to be a boundary. I think it may well be given as leg buys. It will, but Kamal Singh Airi has just lost his line a little bit. Thuds into the pad of Kaur Ali, and the first boundary comes.
It's so important for Kamal Singh Airi to be very disciplined. Not just Kamal Singh Airi, but the entire Nepali bowling lineup. You don't have a lot of runs on board. You have to look for as many opportunities as possible to keep it very tight. Every run counts here. It's a big stage, and every big stage brings in nerves. You have to have nerves of steel. That should be another boundary.
More runs into the leg side. Going to be a boundary from the bat this time. Just a flick. And no more. There is still one ball to go because that second ball of the over was a no ball. Just being updated there by the team. And an expensive over from Kamal Singh Airi.
Sliding down the leg side. And suddenly we see the fine leg coming into the circle. There's a deep square leg in place. There is a third man. There's a short mid wicket.
So an expensive over, 12 runs coming from it, and Oman recover after the loss of those early 2 wickets. 3 gone, it's 19 for 2. Kaya right on the money. Known to bowl well at the death, but he's been pretty effective with the new ball throughout this quadrangular series. Played 2 of the 3 games there, and he started nicely into a good rhythm already.
Yeah, he's looked to keep it on and around the length area. learning a lesson from Kalimullah. He does realize that if he can keep it tight in the early phase, Nepal would have an upper hand.
Yeah, the key will be wickets. They do have those 4 overs of Sandeep Lamachani up their sleeves, who's tended to have a very good record against Oman, particularly at this venue. Loves this ground. Has his career best ODI figures here against Papua New Guinea last September. The 3rd fastest bowler in the history of the game to 50 T20I wickets. Got to that landmark just a couple of days ago. Just 21 years of age, you have to remember, Lamachani. Thuds into the pad. This is close, and Holstock has a decision to make here. Is that going over the top? I don't think it's missing the leg stump. Very, very close indeed. And a little bit of damage done to the skipper, Lamachani. It's thudded into his shin as he's backed up. Let's hope he's okay. This LBW did look tight. Let's have a look.
Probably the height. The height should be the point of consideration here. Back of leg could be down the leg as well. So slightly sliding down probably.
Yeah, good decision, I think. Certainly questions over height and the angle. It was an ugly looking shot though, and the position he got himself into, particularly falling down after playing the stroke, it made it look like it could well have been given out. Because of that shot, the slip's going to come out and a mid-wicket's going to come into play. Looks like Lamachani's okay there at mid-on. Just loses his line. That's the one, isn't it, where it just gets a little bit too round arm and it strays down the leg side.
Mukhya has to keep it tight here. He's playing a very important role of the opening bowler for Nepal, defending 117.
Just wonder as well, would Dasanayake and Lamachani like their team selection back? Would they like that 3rd spin option in the team if possible? I'm not sure I can remember the last time Nepal went into any international without a left arm spinner. Often they'll have 2, sometimes 3 of them. Not one left arm spin option in this team.
I agree with you there, Andrew. You have to be having a 3rd spinner, especially on these tired wickets of Oman. There has been a lot of cricket that has happened, and good quality cricket has been hosted here by Oman.
Looks for the block hole. That's where he goes at the death of the innings. Certainly seen him bowl mainly with a good length, but he can go to that variation right into the block hole. Good bowling from Mukhya. Pulled into the deep, but there's protection out there. So just 2 runs coming from that over. Good stuff from Mukhya. Just over a run of ball needed. Oman 21 for 2. Going to be a change in bowling, and we'll see the global superstar of Nepali cricket come to the crease. Sandeep Lamachani, in his new role as captain, is going to bring himself in the power play. Seen that done quite a bit in ODI cricket for Paul, he's definitely comfortable bowling with only 2 fielders outside the circle. But is this an indication that Lamachani wants a 3rd wicket within this power play?
Love Sandeep taking responsibility right at the front as a captain. But only time will tell if this is going to be a good decision. Both the opening bowlers were bowling brilliantly.
Slip in place as well. Deep square leg and long on, the 2 fielders out. I think for Oman, their approach to Lamachani is going to be fascinating. Will it be a case of just preservation? They won't look to attack him?
That's how Oman has played Lamachani over the years. They have looked to play him out. If they can get 4 overs, 25, 24, without him getting a wicket, Oman will always be the favourites.
Nicely bowled, and Singh had to adjust late, didn't he? Just chopping down in time.
He does play very late. Jatinder Singh.
2 leg breaks. How long till we see the googly from Lamachani? There it is, right on cue. Pulled away. It's picked by Singh. I think Singh's probably maybe not the only Omani batsman who picks Lamachani really well, but certainly he's a fine player of spin.
Yeah, most of these Omani batters are playing a lot of leg spin in the domestic leagues. Some good quality leg spinners that we have here in the domestic leagues should give them an added advantage.
Yeah, leg spinner to leg spinner here, of course. And Lamachani won round 1, didn't he? That big 6 into the deep over long on, the final over the innings.
Yeah, a lot of confidence that Nepal would obtain from that brilliant finish they have achieved.
You'll like to see that. You'll like to see Kaur Ali going deep in the crease. That will bring Lamachani into the game. You can't really tend to go back to Lamachani with the pace that he bowls at and the variations that he possesses.
Kaur Ali likes to go over the top on the offside.
Really good start. Just 1 run from that over, thanks to that good diving stop from Gyanendra Malla. 5 gone. Game nicely poised. All the 2s. 22 for 2. A little bit like Kalimulla did in the first innings, bowling all 4 of his overs straight through from the Oman tail end of the ground where our commentary box is positioned. Mukaya is going to continue. Do you think he may bowl all 4 as well?
I don't think so. Probably this would be his last over. Nepal does understand that this is a very crucial over. They don't want to leak runs here.
It's the last over of these fielding restrictions, so Singh may try to capitalise upon that. Hasn't found much timing with that pull shot so far. Is it the round arm action of Mukaya that's causing a few difficulties?
Probably the bounce as well. The wicket is slightly on the drier side. It's a good wicket to bat on nonetheless, but these are a little bit more of a grass is what Jatinder would be used to batting at.
Right in a full length, quick single, direct hit's going to be out, surely given! Unbelievable! And who is it? You don't even need to ask. Of course it's Dipendra Singh Airi. Everything he touches at the moment turns to gold. The one fielder you don't want to take on in the Nepali side is Dipendra Singh Airi. He hit a stump, maybe a stump and a half to aim at, and he's gunned it down, and he's dismissed Jatinder Singh. What a moment, a huge moment in the match.
What's the use there, Jatinda saying? We're just chasing somewhere around 6 and over. You cannot be throwing your wicket that way. Not even in the screen there.
Oh, that is
Way out.
brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. First class, world class fielding, in fact, from Dipender Singh Airi. Jatinder Singh, he's run out for 9. Oman in a spot of bother, 24 for 3. Well. If you're a Napoli fan watching on, you've waited 6 years for this moment for your side to get back to a T20 World Cup qualifier. You'll have had the most horrible error or error and a half in the first innings, but all of a sudden you have some hope. Hope because of 3 early wickets, and that 3rd wicket has come from the brilliance of Dipender Singh Airi. How good a run out was that?
What a player has Dipender Singh Airi been. Look at the way he's fielded that. Charging down, one-handed pickup, and a direct hit. Releases the ball in a flash. What a wicket is that for Oman.
What a good decision from Adrian Holstock as well. I think if he looks back, he probably didn't get into the best position because it all happened so quickly. But because of the angle he was at, he was still able to adjudge that Singh was definitely short of his ground, probably short by about 9 inches, maybe a full yard. And it was just quick as a flash. He's so low to the ground, Dipender Singh Airi. And it'll bring Zishan Maqsood to the crease, his first ball now at number 5. A play and a miss. Nerves from both sides here. They know if they lose this tournament opener, they're under the pump.
It's such an important game for both these sides. And if it's Mukhya leading them right now, on the back of that run out from Dipendra, it is the captain and the vice captain for Oman, Zishan Maqsood and Khabar Ali.
Yeah, just the 2 men you'd want if you're an Oman fan at the crease. Captain and vice captain. 2 very experienced cricketers. Zishan Maqsood, the associate cricketer of the year last year. Outstanding player with bat and ball. But pressure does funny things, doesn't it? And talk about the pressure cooker of international cricket. Times that by about 10 in associate cricket. Every game is context. Every game is meaning.
And what comes into play here is that Oman struggles picking up those singles between the wickets every time the top order fails. Let's not forget, Shoaib Khan, the number 3 batter, has still not come into bat. I'm not sure if he's going to come into bat today.
Really good stuff from Mukhaya, probing away. Maybe advantage Nepal at the end of the power play. It's nearly nudging up towards 7 and over needed. 93 to win from 14. 6 gone, it's 25 for 3. Nice to see the shoelace being tied of Khabar Ali by Arif Sheikh. These 2 sides very close friends. You saw them sharing lots of moments of brotherhood and camaraderie during the warm-ups. That's the batting card, and your concern, Pranav, is that possibly Shoaib Khan's injury might preclude him from batting certainly where he usually would.
Yeah, if you look at the batting card, most of the batters are out. Amar Khalil is the only recognized batsman pending. If Shoaib Khan doesn't come in, there's hardly any batting to come. Yes, we do consider Mohammad Naseem as a good finisher here in Oman, but it's tough times for Oman right now.
Boundaries haven't been easy to come by for either side, and Lamachani's going to continue with himself. I'm going to be fascinated to see if he goes with a fourth over of Mukaya. I think that's a genuine option. Certainly likes his sweep shots. He's going to get enough of it to probably get a boundary. Oh, that's brilliant fielding. And I think Mukaya is indicating it's just touched the ropes. Will get 4 using the pace of Lamachani with that paddle sweep and nicely manipulated for his first boundary.
Very cheeky there, Khabar Ali. But will get those 4 runs of his pads. Probably sliding down the leg stump. No appeal there from the Nepali side.
Lovely honesty from Jitendra Mukaya. He could have picked that up and thrown it back in and tried to save the run, but he said no, he's seen it touch the rope, so it is a boundary. Oh dear, misfield at backward point by Kushal Bertel, and Sandeep Lamachani may just be 21, but he doesn't look like a happy captain right there.
The Nepali cricketers are giving in everything. They realize, especially I love the captaincy here from Sandeep Lamachani. He does realize that if Nepal stands an opportunity to win this match, they have to get this Omani side all out. It's a low scoring match.
Tend to bowl predominantly Googlies, wrong-uns to the left-handed Maqsood, and that's why that ball was pitched on that line. He's trying to get it to pitch probably about leg, maybe middle stump, turn away and find the outside edge through to that slip. He's on the attack here, Lamachani.
Needs a wicket here, Nepal. And all Oman need to do.
Bowled him. That's exactly what he's got. And who else would it be but Sandeep Lamachani? It's the googly one leg spinner to another. It hasn't been picked. He's gone for an expansive drive away from his body. And Kaur Ali has paid the price. This is an outstanding piece of bowling from Nepal's Sandeep Lamachani.
Finding the gap between the bat and pad here. Probably a googly. Could have had a little bit of inside edge as well.
Let's take a look from behind the bowler's arm. You'll see it clearly out of the back of the hand, and it's cut him in half. That's the leg spinner's dream, the stuff of dreams. The 4th wicket falls. It's Ali for 7. It's 31 for 4. Side Amir Kaleem in at number 6. That was something that you thought may happen. This is a bit of a promotion up the order, though.
He's a brilliant bat in the domestic T20 league, which has just recently concluded. He's one of the top run getters. An opener in the domestic T20 league. Very attacking.
Change of angle for Lamachani. Going to come around the wicket to the new left-hander. Starts immediately with the wrong one. What that round the wicket angle gives you as a leg spinner, it means you can angle the ball in and then turn it away. If you get it just right, it's almost unplayable.
Also the ball coming in creates the gap between the bat and pad.
What a pressure situation for Kaleem. Lamachani has struck. He's got 1 for 3 from his 2 overs. 7 gone, 31 for 4. Spin from both. Singhari, the player of the series in that quadrangular warm-up that was played between these two nations, and Ireland and who we'll see in action this afternoon on this very ground in Group B. Do you think Nepal have missed a trick by coming in with only 2 spinners?
For sure. These are tired wickets in Oman, and you have to be playing 3 spinners, 3 paces on most occasions. There will be a little bit of turn, as we saw in the quadrangular series as well, and there is more here.
The one good thing for Nepal, though, is the fact that they've got the 2 left-handers for the off-spinner to bowl to. We may even see Lamachani hold back 2 of his overs, I suspect. Cut away and a good diving stop will keep it to just a single. Is that a possibility? We'll see maybe Abhinesh Bahara introduced shortly and Lamachani hold back his 2 overs for when a right-hander comes to the wicket.
I would really feel that Lamachani would like to bowl an over more. Amir Kaleem is very new to the wicket. Probably if he can get the back of Amir Kaleem here, if we are not sure if Shoaib Khan would be coming in to bat, and that will bring the tail in immediately.
Getting messages flooding in from across the great nation of Nepal saying it's a tense situation. Some fans can't watch. They're watching almost through the bed sheets. They're worried. How tense is associate cricket? Every game is just utterly critical, isn't it?
For sure. This is especially the big stage for these boys looking to make a mark. What's the prize? Look at what the prize is.
There's every chance as well. If you lost today's game, it takes your fate maybe even out of your hands. Even if you win your last 2, with the Philippines realistically quite likely to maybe lose their 3 group games, you'd imagine. You could have a 3-way tie at the top. Hit into the sky. This could be an opportunity. Long off comes in. It's Kushal Bertel. He clings on. I'm not sure where Zishan Maqsood was trying to hit that. Oman have collapsed. They've lost their skipper. And another wicket goes to Dipendra Singh Airi. He'd taken 1 T20 international wicket before this week. All of a sudden he can't stop taking them. What is going on for Oman?
Omani fans cannot be believing what they are witnessing here. They had to chase only 107. Just a little bit of logical, realistic batting. Just play around the corner and you're home. But this is what Omani batting has been all about. Too many shots.
I think he's probably tried to go square, hasn't he? He's probably trying to go over extra cover, but he's ended up just hitting catching practice out to Kushal Bertel. Zishan Maqsood has gone for 2. It's 33 for 5. Extraordinary scenes here in Muscat. Nepal have maybe even nudged into the favourite category. They've got only 117 on the board. The pitch isn't doing a huge amount, maybe a little bit of turn on offer, but they're all over the hosts, who are 33 for 5 with 8 overs gone. There's the match summary. Approaching the halfway stage of the chase. Pranav, any way back into this game for Oman from here?
These are good signs for Oman. If you're an Oman fan, Shoaib Khan has come to the middle. He's the number 3 batter for Oman. Probably suffering an injury.
It's 33 for 5, Pranav. Good signs. Stay with me.
You never know.
Good signs that Shoaib Khan's returned to the action, I suppose. I'll give you that. I'm not sure they'd be too happy with the scorecard at the moment. And that required run rate will also come into play as well, because it's more than 7 and over. We haven't seen boundaries coming easily. It's a very big oval here. All of those advertising hoardings we saw in for the quadrangular and also for the Legends League just a few weeks ago, they've gone. So that extends the playing surface by a good couple of yards, probably 4 or 5 yards in every direction. And exactly what I thought was going to happen is going to happen. Sandeep Lamachani will take himself off, hold back those 2 critical overs, and we'll see Abhinesh Bahara for the first time in this tournament.
This is good times for Nepal cricket right now.
Squares him up and worked into the offside. Khan will get off the mark with a single. Your thoughts on the approach from the Omani batters? It seems to have been a strange one.
It has been extremely irresponsible so far. The batsmen just needed to apply themselves in, just follow the basics, needed no extra attack. But that's definitely not happened. They would have realized that Nepal is playing a spinner shot.
Bohara, known specifically as a death bowler, definitely hits the block hole very regularly, but is that the tactic he's going to go to at this stage of the game, as early as the 9th over?
I'm sure he's going to be bowling a lot of off-cutters here. He does bowl a lot of slower ones. The wicket is gripping, and that will give him an added advantage. Oh, that should have been taken. Brilliant effort, nonetheless.
Definite chance. A very difficult chance, though, Pranav. And Asif Sheikh, I think he's done really well to get a hand to this. Could almost mark this as runs saved as opposed to a drop chance. Khan's looking to guide it down to third man. It gets the fine edge. Just one hand. It's very low as well. Not an easy chance, but it is a drop.
For sure. This is the pair. If Oman has to make any chance to this game, this is the pair.
What exactly is going on in this game? There's no real issues with the wicket. It looks a decent batting surface. Nothing's keeping too low. There is turn on offer, certainly. But the batter's techniques and approach is coming into question from both sides.
It's nerves. It's a matter of nerves. Both the sides are feeling the pressure.
Oh, that's beautifully bowled. I don't think it's hit anything. Oh, it has! The batter can't believe it, but that is the 6th wicket. I thought he's actually ended up making no contact with the bat. Maybe the back hip has come into play. We're going to have to look at the replay. Nepal were convinced. Shoaib Khan felt he's got nothing on this. It's a long and very slow walk off the wicket. And we're going to see if we can bring you the replay of that. Did you see any edge here?
I don't think so. Probably a quick off-cutter is what was bowled there by Bohra. Shoaib Khan making a very, very disappointed walk back. He might have been the batter who could have taken Oman home, but right now we're watching the back of Shoaib Khan.
He's gone for one, and Oman are 35 for 6. Naseem Kushi in at number 8. He's in that finisher role that he does so well for Oman, but he's got a tall task. End of the 9th over. It's 35 for 6. Let's take a look at this replay, because a real possible moment of controversy, big moment in the match. Don't think Shoaib Khan felt that he's edged this. My initial instinct was maybe something off the back hip. What did you think?
For sure, that was the back hip. Nowhere around the ball. A big gap between the bat and bat. He did signal it as the hip as soon as the ball went through.
And that would have been the noise as well. Dipender Singh Airi will continue from this. What a dogfight we have in our hands here. Can Oman find some way back into this game. How can they find a way back into this game, Pranav?
It has to be this man right now on strike, Naseem Khushi. Remember, he does not like a lot of balls. He always prefers those last 5 overs, 6 overs, where he can play freely. Immediately has the license to attack. Today, he will have more than half the overs.
Good captaincy this, though, isn't it? He absolutely on the attack. The slip in place, plenty of fielders in the circle, saving one. And the Nepal away fans are making this feel like a home game for their side now. Good diving stop from the skipper, and look at Dipender Singh Airi. He's going to run over to his captain, give him a high five. You cannot help but love Dipender Singh Airi's attitude and enthusiasm for the game. It's so inspiring. Just seems to be the full three-dimensional cricketer for Nepal. What a cricketer he is. What an asset he is. Remember, he was missing, wasn't he, for the Cricket World Cup League 2 series here. Dab Watmore made no bones about it. He said he thinks he's probably the most talented cricketer in the country. Former head coach. And there's a lot of talk, particularly on the fan forums during this first innings and during some of Nepal's struggles with the bat in the first innings. They were all panicked. They were all worried and saying, what's happened to Nepal under Prabhudu Dasanayake? You have to believe as a fan, in the good times and the bad times, when things are going good or bad, you need to keep believing. And right now, Prabhudu Dasanayake's side, they're on top. Are they going to take out and close out this first victory? The Nepal flags are flying.
A lot of Nepali fans there. Absolutely having a gala. They have to be loving this.
Look at the tension as well. None of them can stand still. They're all nervous watchers. It kind of reminds me of when I used to coach a bit. I was never able to stay still. I had to walk. Huge nerves, huge energy in the crowd.
If there is pressure right in the center, the fans are also facing it. Absolutely love the fans of Nepal.
Big hit attempted. It's going to land safely. Even with Dipender Singh Airi's pace, he's not going to get there. But real fortune for Naseem Khushi. He's tried to hit that from well outside the off stump into the leg side. Dipender Singh Airi has sprinted 30 yards like Usain Bolt there, but he still hasn't got there. The halfway stage of the chase, it's 39 for 6. Five bowlers used so far. And there's the figures, and it's a very concerned looking Omani dugout. They haven't been accustomed to this much in recent times. They've dominated associate cricket for the last 2 or 3 years themselves, and Scotland probably jousting out for that role of leading associate 13th best side in the world. And this is a position they haven't been accustomed to, particularly here at this venue.
It's tough times right now in this match for Oman. They're a brilliant chasing side. Anything on the board, they will chase it down. The game is not yet over.
Picked up into the sky. The keeper immediately calls for it. And Asif Sheikh has put it down. That is a massive moment. Naseem Khushi has looked to hit it into the leg side. It's come off a top edge. It's gone miles into the sky, nearly above the height of those brand new floodlights. And he never looked settled under it, and he barely has laid a glove on it. How costly could that drop be?
Has he dropped the match there, Andrew? You cannot drop Naseem Khushi. He's such a prolific attacking batsman. Look at that, getting a leading edge, closing the bat face early, That was a simple catch. You cannot be dropping those.
It had to be taken. And in fact, I think if that catch is taken, the game is over. The last way back into this game with more than 8 runs required per over is Naseem Kushi for Oman. What a moment. How costly is it going to be?
If Naseem can last for 5 overs,
he's going to punish it. How often do you see that? Moments after the drop, it's the pull shot in full control. Doesn't try to overhit this time, just rolls his wrist and gets it away for 4. He also gets a mouthful of advice from the experienced Amir Kaleem.
that's what Naseem Kushi can do. If he lasts for 5 overs, it's going to be very difficult times for Nepal. He will keep going. The only way to stop him is to get him out. And you cannot get a better opportunity than what you already got, Asif.
I think the advice from Amir Kaleem is take your time. We have 10 overs to bat. So often Naseem Kushi will come in with 4 or 5, 6 overs to bat and just try to smash every ball for 6. He has the power. He has that threat, which Nepal will be all too aware of. Just can't give it away. He has a life, though.
The thing is that, every time Naseem Kushi tries to play like a batsman, he's not very technically sound like any of the top order batsmen. But what is his strength is his power. Once he starts hitting it through the line, the bowlers will bowl those defensive lines and his odds of getting out would become even more lesser.
Good stop off his own bowling by Bahara. He should have had his second wicket. He doesn't. And Oman stay alive because of it. 11 gone. It's 45 for 6.
Dipendra Airy would be looking to continue from the Oman tail end. This is such a crucial partnership that needs to build for Oman. Amir Kaleem and Naseem Kushi. Mohammad Naseem Kushi. Amir Kaleem, 40 years of age, making a comeback. A man of the match in the last game. Could he get another man of the match by closing this game?
That man of the match performance was for his bowling, though. 5 for 29. Does have the all-round skills. There'll just be a few jitters, both in the Nepali camp and in the fans watching on at home on Himalaya TV and here in the ground, in the stands. They know that Naseem Kushi hits a very big ball. They're going to want to see the back of him before they can breathe a sigh of relief.
He would be fencing. And Dipendra is well aware of that.
Yeah, giving him no air, is he? Very flat. Everything's just started in. 3 men in the deep on the leg side. Long, deep mid-wicket, deep backward square leg. Oh, more fortune for Kushi. It loops safely this time, and he should get back for a couple.
Living dangerously there, Naseem Kushi. Sometimes you do need a little bit of luck. It's a game of fortunes. How big a luck can you require than that drop catch from Arif? He has to make a difference today.
Speed of Dipendra Singh Airi. If he ever decides to give up cricket, which I hope he never does, he might have a second life as a sprinter. Does the fielding off his own bowling, keeps it to just a single.
You cannot be asking Dipendra Singh Airi to be giving up cricket. He has a lot left in him.
Quick single. Direct hit's going to be very close at the non-striker's end. wasn't affected. Arif Sheikh at backward point. Adrian Holstock would have had a decision to make. The 50 comes up in the 12th over.
If that was a directed, it was a goner. Amir Kaleem would have been way, way, way short of his ground. Something similar to what Jatinder Singh was.
Picked up into the leg side. Will just be a single. Kushi's going to be happy to keep the strike. He's moved into double figures. 12 gone. It's 51 for 6. Five bowlers used by Nepal. I think that's all we'll see them use, despite the fact they've only got 2 spin options in their skipper Lamachani and Dipendra Singh Airi. They will bowl 12 overs of pace, so a very different approach to what Oman did with their 3 spinners. We'll see one of those spinners turn back to. That's going to be the skipper, Sandeep Lamachani, back into the attack from the Oman LNG end of the ground.
Has to be looking at to get a wicket here, Sandeep Lamachani. 51 for 6 is where Oman are. A small partnership is in the building.
Kushi goes high, and he goes miles over the head of the long-on fielder. This is the problem for Nepal. If Kushi bats 5-6 overs, he'll take this game away. And that is an almighty 6 from miles outside the off stump. Lamachani's tried to hide the leg break away, and Kushi's punished him for the maximum.
This is the over. It's probably where the match turns either ways. Naseem Kushi does realize that he doesn't have the technique to just survive against Lamachani. He would like to get Lamachani out of the attack. If he can probably get another 6 here, he would definitely hunt the self-belief of these Nepali players. That's how Kushi plays.
Big hit, that one. Pressure. Oh, Lamachani goes to the wrong, and I think Kushi's picked that at the last second. Not out of the hand, but off the pitch. Lucky to survive. Jabs down the bat, gets the inside edge. More fortune for Kushi.
It is so important that Amir Kaleem plays the majority of Sandeep Lamachani. Amir Kaleem does pick the leg spinners. Kushi a little late there on picking him. It's so important that these two players play out majority of these remaining overs. If they can play out 5, 6 of the remaining of the upcoming overs, Oman should be home.
Down the leg side will be given as a wide. Good stop from Sheikh, even though he didn't stop it cleanly. Managed to cut off the prospect of 5 wides. That power hitting that Kushi brings means that required run rate's not going to be a concern for Oman. And all the experience of Amir Kaleem, he's just anchoring things at the other end. That's the googly swept into the leg side. It'll just be a single. He's looking very composed at the crease, Amir Kaleem.
Amir Kaleem is an experienced campaigner, 40 years of age, making a comeback after a knee surgery. Everybody thought he's done and dusted. And look how he's come back. Fitter than ever.
Another big hit. It's going to be another maximum. The second of the innings, and it's up to the VIP dignitaries in the Oman cricket side. And there's a standing ovation for that maximum. Naseem Kushi, if he bats for 3 or 4 more overs, this game will be gone. And he's doing it against Nepal's talisman, their captain. A big hit for 6 more.
Look how long that has gone. Right on top of the Oman Cricket Academy. If he hits it, it stays hit.
Here's the replay. It's the slog sweep. It's right into the hitting arc of Naseem Kushi. What a talent he is, and the most uncomfortable man anywhere in the Sultanate of Oman right now is going to be Asif Sheikh, the wicketkeeper, because he gave him that life.
The next 2 deliveries are going to be very important.
Dragged down, and he's bowled him. It's the inside edge. Lamachani strikes back. What a dramatic over. 14 runs coming from it. And now the wicket. It might not have been exactly where Lamachani wanted the leg break, but the inside edge is cannoned onto the stumps. Nepal of the 7th, and they believe again.
What a wicket is that for Nepal. Just in time, the captain leading from the front. Probably looking to take a single on the leg side. Should have been a little smarter. Could have played Lamachani out in the remaining 2 balls and Oman would have been on top, but not to be.
And Asif Sheikh breathes a deep, heavy sigh of relief. Cushy's gone for 24. It's 66 for 7. Fayez Butt in at number 9. We thought we'd have drama this week, and we're bringing you drama in game number 1. This has been an absorbing encounter. It's swung both ways. It's been all Oman for the first 20 overs. Nepal took in a little bit of late momentum thanks to Lamachani. And now, with his leg breaks, he's causing plenty of problems. He's got 2 wickets, 13 gone, still 66 for 7. That's the state of play. 7 overs remain. The required run rate's about 7.5 and over. Maybe not too much of a concern for Oman, Pranav. But what is a concern, that wicket column, 7 down.
Probably left too much for too late. Fayaz Butt can bat a little bit. He has a couple of 50s in the domestic league. Amar Khalib, an experienced campaigner, an opener in general in the domestic circuit.
Just give you a really quick update. I know you're all absorbed in this clash as we are, but from the second ground across to our left, the Philippines going to go down to a heavy defeat in their maiden appearance in this tournament. 64 for 4 they are, chasing down 216 in the 15th over. So Canada won't just get off to a good start in terms of points. They'll also get a big net run rate boost, which could well be crucial. I think it's a pretty likely thing we might see 3 sides tied on 2 wins apiece at the top of this Group A table. But whoever loses here today, they're going to need to beat both Canada and the Philippines to stay alive, to have any chance of advancing to the semi-finals.
For sure. It's going to be a thriller, not just today, but through the entire tournament.
Hits it on the pad and given. Dipender Singh Airi wheels away in celebration. The airplane comes out. The double high fives come out. Amir Kaleem wrapped right on the pad, right in front of middle. Just a hint of turn from around the wicket. And Adrian Holdstock's finger goes up. Oman have collapsed. They're a rabble. What is happening here?
This should definitely be the last nail to the coffin. Laying across the line, looking for a single on the leg side. Just in front of the stumps. That was a goner.
And much to the delight of the Nepal fans who've thronged to this Oman Cricket Academy. Kaleem dismissed for 9 at 68 for 8. Well, if you're still with us here on ICC.tv or on FanCode, you might be off on the ad break on Himalaya TV back in Nepal. But there's great scenes of joy for the Nepali fans who've found their way here at the halfway stage. I don't think a single one of them really thought that their side was going to be able to defend what feels like a very under par total. But it's looking like more than enough right now. Big Kalimullah to the crease at number 10 for Oman.
Very difficult times for Oman cricket right now. It's going to take a lot of effort to even make a match out of this.
A mix-up between Butt and Cally Mullagh. Cally Mullagh just almost standing on his bat at the non-striker's end, not backing up, and what looked like a certain single turned down.
Cally Mullagh is a genuine bowler. He loves those boundaries. He's not more of a singles player. He's a big striker of the ball as well. But it's not the strikes that Oman need.
Something about Nepali cricket, whenever you watch it, it's never simple. It's always dramatic. It's always entertaining. 14 gone, Oman. They almost need a miracle from here. 49 to win off 6. 2 wickets in hand. It's 69 for 8. Just the 5 bowlers used. They've all picked up wickets. And they've all been excellent. Who's been the pick of them for you? 2 for 15 for Dipender Singh Airi from his 4 overs, perhaps?
I've really liked Sandeep Lamishani. He's bowled difficult overs. He's come in at smart times. He's captained well as well. But considering just the bowling, he's picked up the very crucial wickets.
He very much took the responsibility, didn't he, of bowling to Naseem Kushi. Just the over after from that Oman LNG end where Asif Sheikh had dropped the big catch of Kushi. Lamachani said, give me the ball. I'll take the responsibility. What's even more impressive, he was hit for 2 humongous sixes, the 2 biggest of the week so far, the tournament so far by Naseem Kushi, but he struck back.
It's not very easy to play Sandeep Lamishani out. You know, the angles which he creates, the amount of, especially on a turning wicket, you know, he turns it both ways. And if you don't pick him as a batsman, then you have to be concerned which way the ball is going to go. And on most occasions, you will be late if you're picking him from the wicket.
Over pitch this time, and Butt gets it down the ground. But certainly capable with the bat, and Cally Mullagh's batting's really significantly improved. He's still a tail ender, but he's more than capable of hitting some big blows down the order.
Yeah, the head coach, Dilip Mendes, has been working very closely with these Oman bowlers on their batting as well. They do realize that to be a good side at the associate level, to be a consistent side, you will need these lower order batsmen to contribute consistently, which they have.
Again, the wrong one from Lamachani to Cally Mullagh, and Cally Mullagh has not picked that. Another inside edge. This one thuds into the boot. Just one ball of Lamachani. Bell left, and no surprise to see him go for another googly. A good spell from Nepal's new skipper. 2 for 20 for him, despite those 2 big sixes from Naseem Kushi. He has his side right on top, and the score is 71 for 8. Just 5 overs remain in the chase, and it's nearly 10 and over required now. Abhinesh Bahara will come back into the attack from the Oman tail end of the ground. You'd have to think that from here, Oman are going to need something very special. Cally Mullagh is certainly capable of clearing the ropes. They'll probably look to target the seamers here rather than the spinners. The 2 spinners that have been used so far are both bowled out now.
I think the message that they would have received from the dugout is just battle the 17th over, probably the 18th over, and let's see how close can we get, because net run rate is going to play such a crucial role.
So you think they're going to be asked to take this as close as possible rather than go for the win from here?
They will surely be looking to go for the win, but probably the win would be targeted in the last couple of overs, maybe 2.5 overs. Till then, they will be looking to take the game as close as possible.
Maybe wait till the 18th, 19th over to try and find those boundaries. Obviously, Bahar is very good at the death.
If there's somebody who's going to be looking to find those boundaries, it is going to be Kalimullah. He's a big striker of the ball.
Back of a length this time, and Kalimullah gets it down the ground for one. This isn't the chase you were expecting. You were expecting Oman to do this quite comfortably. It looks a reasonably good batting wicket. There's no demons in it as such. But both sides bowling, it's their strength. It's been outstanding. And to the contrary, both sides batting has been a real issue, a real concern.
No, at the halfway mark, what I was concerned about is the number 3 position, because that's such an important position. In the absence of Aqib Ilyas, Shoaib Khan has done decently well, but if he was absent today, which was the case, Oman opens up to the new ball. You know, they're not the top, except the top order, they're not very comfortable on the technique aspect. And that's where those early wickets creates that pressure.
It does look like Fayaz Butt's just happy to try and take this deep, take it close. You are right in what you say that net run rate's going to be crucial, but surely you've got to risk everything to try and get the 2 points, to try and get the victory here.
A lot of these Omani players play a lot of tennis ball cricket, and you know, something that you learn from tennis ball cricket is you count the number of sixes required in a chase. So
Mix up, direct hit is going to be close, but Kalimullah will get back. It was Lamachani, the captain, who effected that direct hit, with the exception of that dropped catch from Sheikh. The Nepal fielding has been outstanding. 4 to go. It's 74 for 8. Just seeing a couple of the other sides arriving in preparation for their afternoon games. It'll be the Group B clashes of Ireland against the UAE at this very ground. We'll bring you all the coverage of that. Here, myself, Andrew Leonard, with Pranav Mehta. And then over on the side ground with Peter Della Penna, which you can also watch on ICC.tv. That'll be Germany against Bahrain. Probably the two most favoured sides in Group B we'll see this afternoon. They're probably watching on going, what's happening with this wicket? They're looking for the demons in it. Going to see a change in bowling. Kamal Singh Ari into the attack. He'll probably bowl overs number 17 and 19. For Nepal, their bowling is just been hugely impressive, isn't it?
I'm absolutely impressed by Nepal. If you have put Oman to 75 for 8, defending 117, you have definitely done very, very well. Oman is definitely one of the prime contenders to qualify. So is Nepal.
Worked into the leg side. It's going to be a really good effort in the deep. It's going to cut off that boundary. I thought that was 4 from the moment it left the bat, but Lokesh Bam, one of these youngsters in this side, another man not too tall in stature. He's made brilliant ground across to his left. 2 runs saved there without doubt.
How good was that? First the sprint, and then diving in at the right time, pulling it just inside the boundary. Look at that. Look at the sprint and then the dive, making sure he pulls the ball in. Doesn't just guide it into the boundary.
Big hit attempted. Is this going to be a chance for long off? He comes in and it's taken. The excellence from Nepal in the field continues. This time it's Kushal Bertel. And that's the 9th wicket. Nepal are one ball away from opening this men's T20 World Cup qualifier with a victory. And it would be a victory that would all be down to their bowling and their fielding. Big hit attempted, didn't get enough elevation, and a very fine catch in the deep.
How clinical has Nepal been in the field? Yes, they dropped a couple here and there. But forget the negatives. Let's talk about the positives. Look at that catch. Look at that catch. It's not easy to dive in front. Brilliantly taken there. What a catch is that?
Kalimullah's gone for 5. Oman 77 for 9. Just the number 11 left to come to the wicket, and that's Bilal Khan, the left-hander. Left-handed bowler and right-handed batter. Nepal have been absolutely outstanding. They look like they're going to take not just a victory, but a big victory here.
For sure. Not looking to take singles there. Fayaz Butt. Still 20 balls are remaining in this inning. If Oman could get somewhere around 20, 25 of these remaining 20, that would be a big boost. But
sorry, correction. It's Fayaz Butt on strike, and indeed Bilal Khan will come on to strike now. The left-handed batter, number 11 at the crease. Another man who's fond of trying to hit a big ball, a little bit like Kalimullah. Nobody's found timing easy on this wicket, but I'm still not convinced it's a bad pitch by any stretch.
it's a pretty decent wicket. Surely not a 170, 180 wicket, but it's a good 150, 150-ish wicket. Slightly on the slower side, the ball does grip. The intent is so very important. The intent to stay.
That's going to be that. Nepal have started this T20 World Cup qualifier in the most remarkable of fashion. They've posted only 117, but they've not just defended it, they've defended it at a canter. Kamal Singh Ari has his 3rd wicket, and they run out victors by 39 runs. This tournament has been turned upside down on the very first morning.
What a match has this been. What a start to this tournament. 2 champion sides, Oman and Nepal, fighting it out on match 1. And look how good has it been. Let's look at the replay there.
Around the wicket. We'll come back to this now. Inward movement, and it's hit the top of off. That's where you want to hit as any bowler. Kamal Singh Ari loves it. The Nepal fans love it. And every one of those Nepali players walking off the pitch loves it too. We've got tight turnarounds, both for the post-match and for Game 2. We're 78 all out, just one batter in double figures.
Definitely no intent from any batsman in the Oman team. All looking to play too many big shots and all in vain. Naseem Kushi just being the only impactful batsman for Oman.
One of the big moments, that run out from Dipendra Singh Ari to dismiss Jatinder Singh. A magnificent piece of work, just one-handed across to his right. There's some of the Irish players and coaching staff getting ready. They're taking a look at the wicket. They're wondering what it's all about. There's the bowling figures though. 3 wickets for Kamal Singh Ari, 2 for Ramachani and Dipendra Singh Ari. All in all, an outstanding bowling performance.
Brilliant captaincy from Sandeep Lamishane. The way he's used his bowlers, It has been extremely outstanding, putting in all his experience from all the franchise cricket that he plays around the world. The way he's used his fields, bowling, brilliant, absolutely brilliant here.
And what that means at the end of this first game of the tournament, the first one to be finished, Canada and the Philippines. Canada are going to be comfortable winners there. Nepal have won by 39 runs. If you weren't here for the last hour or so, you've missed the most remarkable hour of action you could ever imagine. And for just the briefest of moments, Nepal will be top of the table. They'll be leapfrogged by Canada in a couple of moments' time, but you can see them there. They've crucially... We'll be back with the post-match presentations. We'll hear from both captains. We'll find out who the player of the match is as well in just a few moments, and then we'll have all the coverage of that Ireland versus UAE clash. For joining us, with us, who the player of the match is in about 5 minutes' time.